Mr. Hammam, thank you very much for being here. Very interested in your story. First of all, I'd like you to explain how it is that you were able to anticipate inflation in Canada when all the so-called experts, including our finance minister, said we'd have deflation. Why is it that you, as a small businessman and an immigrant from a country which had abused its own money, were so much more prescient in foretelling the future than were the people who make all the big bucks to predict these things?
Well, we were on the ground when the pandemic started, Pierre, and the thing that we saw right when the pandemic started was there was more money going around than before the pandemic started, and we quickly realized that this is something that is going to lead to inflation, because just what if you look, think about it from first principles. If you have more money chasing the same amount of goods, is going to lead to higher prices. So we decided that we have to act and we have to move to protect our own money from getting debased. And that's when we started, researching and digging around, and we found a solution, a better technology for money called Bitcoin, and we were able to act on it. And the result was, a year and a half later, is it did protect our wealth, and it grew our purchasing power.
To be clear, what you did is you used the liquid part of your balance sheet to hold Bitcoin instead of to hold Canadian dollars. Is that the sum total of it?
Yeah, agreed. And like I said, we saw what was coming, which we knew there was going to be an inflationary environment moving forward. So we took our balance sheet as a company and we bought Bitcoin with it. And our reasoning was because there was more money flowing around. That's as simple as that.
Right.
And here we are, 2 years later, and
what was the price you paid what did you pay in price for the Bitcoin?
Around then, it was like around $10,000 to $12,000.
Okay. And what is the price today?
Today is at like 37,000 US dollars.
So in your case, because of the timing on which you bought it, you've had actually about 60% deflation in terms of what the purchasing power is of the cash that the money that you held on your liquid balance sheet. In other words, the price of goods in Bitcoin went down by about 66% from the time you bought it until the present. Is that an accurate statement?
Correct. And that goes back to the opening statement that I made. It's a fixed money supply, and it's not controlled by anyone. So you go in knowing the rules, and the rules don't change on you, and the money supply doesn't change on you. So
how much time do I have, Chairman?
Got about 2 minutes.
Okay. And are you taking Bitcoin as a source of payment from your customers when they come in and buy a shawarma or falafel? Can they do it in Bitcoin?
Well, I would love to do that, but the tax laws on Bitcoin is being treated as a capital gains tax event if I sell it or receive it or use it to pay my vendors. So,
and you're still proposing that your customers should have to pay HST and that you would pay business tax on the Bitcoin you receive? You're just suggesting that there should not be capital gains tax on amounts used to make individual retail purchases. Did I capture your view right?
100%. The way Bitcoin is treated right now is if I send you, Pierre, $1,000 in Bitcoin, that would be a taxable event for me, and I'd have to pay the cap gains on that $1,000 that I sent to you. So if you want to use it practically in commerce like that, it wouldn't make any sense. So what we did is we just buy it with our profits. We operate in Canadian dollars, 100%, and then whatever is left over, that's what we use to sweep over into Bitcoin.
And would you say that your family's history of witnessing a government ruin its money gave you an advantage because you were able to say, well, I've seen this story before when the central bank started turning on its money printer?
Exactly. And you know, if you do the same, if you apply the same money policies, we're not immune to an inflationary environment.
Right.
We're just like any country that faces inflation right now, whether it's Egypt, Lebanon, Turkey. If we do the same things, we're going to end up with the same results. So there's no reason that we as a country are going to be immune from this inflation.
Thank you.